Hello, my lovely hummingbirds. How's it going, everyone? On today's episode, we will be transforming into the one, the only Princess Peach. Why, I am recording this on the week of my birthday. And yo soy una principesa. So we are going to go ahead and create this makeup look. I hope you guys like it. We are not completely turning into her, just partially. You'll see. Let's get started. Hello, my lovely hummingbirds. To kick off today's look, we are starting with the Glam Baddie Purple Haze palette in the shade Baked. That gorgeous poppy pink right there, and we're going to apply that to the outer corner of our eyelids. And once we've applied that, we're going to go in with the Saharan by Juvia's Place with the shades in Zoya and Wodaabe. I hope I said that right. If not, please correct me. The Zoya is going to go on our eyelid area. And then for Wodaabe, we are going to add that to the inner corner of our eyes and fan that out. I absolutely love this palette. It's such a good palette. The pigmentation is incredible. Yes. Also, for the Glam Baddie palette, you can't get it anymore. It's not on her site, so yeah, guys, sorry. After you've gone ahead and applied that, we're going to go in with the Urban Decay Electric Palette, which is also discontinued, in the shade Gonzo. And we're going to apply that to the crease of our eyelids, and we're going to kind of like brush it out a little bit. I know y'all are so sick of me on these discontinued ass palettes. I promise I will start telling y'all palettes that are not discontinued that have matching shades so y'all can replicate. I'm so sorry. I failed you. And of course here we're blending, and we are blending first light to dark and then dark to light, just so that we can really mesh all those colors together. And now to seal this look completely, we're going to go back in there with the Saharan by Juvia's Place in the shade Iman, and we are going to apply that to our upper brow bone area, because like I said, so essentially this eye look is creating Princess Peach's color palette on our eyeballs. Our eyelids, not our eyeballs, jeez. Now that we've applied all of this, I'm gonna go apply the rest of my face, get my cosplay on, and I will see you momentarily. But in the meantime, go ahead and follow me on all of my handles. And there she is. Look at her. It's giving Principesa. It's giving, look at me, I'm that bitch. It's giving, Mario, Luigi, save me. Bowser kidnapped me again. It's giving. Absolutely stunning. If this is where you guys are leaving me, I love you all so much. Les mando mucha paz, muchos besos, y les recuerdo que miren hacia la luna. If not, let's tune in to this episode of Makeup and Motivation for why it's called Like Royalty. Hello, my lovely hummingbirds. What's poppin'? So, I can explain. I lost the other wig. The original video that I had recorded for this makeup look, which, like, recreation, perfection, was over the summer. The wig that I was wearing there, I didn't lose it. Like, I took off my wig and threw it somewhere, which I cannot say I have not just yanked that bitch off before. It's somewhere in my house. Somewhere amongst all the cosplay stuff. But you guys like my background? So cool. I love how this version of Princess Peach also came out. She's a little more platinum, a little less yellow. This glove does not actually fit my thumb, but not the point. Hello and welcome to another episode of Makeup and Motivation with me, your lovely host, Monroe, aka Princess Peach for the day. So, like, where do I put my coffee? Hold on. Wig struggles. Me struggles, honestly. I'm just bugging. I am very, very excited. So, why am I so excited? I don't know. I woke up in a generally good mood today, amongst all the other chaos that's gone on in my life, which, such is life. But I wanted to come on here today. I know that the holidays are a very difficult time for some out there, and I just wanted to take a moment to say hi. You're not alone. You are seen, you are valuable, and you are a very, very important individual, and the world is so much better with you in it. If you guys are so inclined, go ahead and check out the pop culture episode, link in the description, that goes along with this video. So honestly, it's real. I'm so like geeked right now because it's the blonde for me, and I have such an urge to go back to my blonde hair, and I'm fighting it because I know once the summer hits, I'm gonna want to not have to deal with the blonde hair. It's fine. So that little tidbit out the way, today's topic of conversation, as you can see from the video so aptly titled, which is in congruence, like I said, with the pop culture episode today. How, my lovely hummingbirds, do you treat yourself like a fucking princess, like fucking royalty? How do you hype yourselves up? How do you go about giving yourself everything you deserve? So it's crazy, right? Because like, you're probably listening to this like, bitch, I don't know, you tell me. I haven't figured it out yet. Have you? Yes and no. I will say, at least for me personally, the holidays are not the easiest. While I am blessed to have both of my parents, it is a difficult time just because of something that happened decades ago and some things that happened a little more recently in regards to losses in my family, and extended and immediate. So holidays, a little tough. And there's also all these anniversaries of all this traumatic shit around it. It's really easy to, especially at the end of the year when everyone is like, okay, what did you do all year? And how did you spend it? And what are you going to do next year? And there's this whole like, boom, 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 get shit done, do more shit, make sure next year's better than this year. And there's this whole pressure and expectation. While I am very guilty of that myself, right? I'm very like, okay, what did I do? What can I do next year? How can I improve? What can I do better? You know, have I been grateful enough? It's really easy to, especially like, I know 2022 kicked my ass. And if it did for any of you as well, I know looking back at this year might not be the easiest thing ever. How amidst what? How amidst all the chaos, my loves, do we treat ourselves like royalty? How do we pamper ourselves? for me, it is, it's so cliche on the water side, but I take baths. I take like nice, warm, bubbly baths with like candles and music and, you know, just really setting the ambiance for me to just chill, right? Not to think about anything, not to, because like, okay, so while meditation is super important and super awesome and, you know, more people should be doing it, it's not the easiest thing for me to always do, especially like if I'm sitting in the middle of my living room on my yoga mat. I like, you know, close my eyes and I'm like trying really hard not to open them, because as soon as I do, I notice like 10 different things that I need to do and my mind starts like, right? So I'll do like guided meditations with like the people on YouTube, or I'll play the sounds. I'll do like brown noises, I'll do white noise. Frequencies are really good. That's personally what helps me. But one of like the biggest things is really just, it's gonna sound so stupid, but so my friend and I, Rosie Gold, love her, we were talking about, you know, whenever you have self-doubt, try saying it to baby you, right? Print out a picture, grab a picture from your photo album of baby you and look at them, and any evil thing I say evil, but any negative thing that you're thinking of in that moment, look at that sorry, I have baby fever right now. Anyway, look at that little picture and tell them that. Whether it is a body image issue, whether it is a issue with some form of health, whether it is an issue in regards to you doubting your capabilities, whether it's an issue to you feeling negative about where you're at in life, right? Look at baby you and tell them that they can't succeed in whatever it is they're trying to achieve. And if you can't do it, there's a reason for that. Because if you can't do that to them, you shouldn't be doing it to you. And if you can't do it to teenage you that would fucking kick and scream and yell and tell you you're being a dumbass right now, then you shouldn't be doing it to you. The holidays are never an easy time because they remind us of not only everything that has happened this year, but also every year prior to that. For everyone right now, you know, there's a really big shift happening, and it's been happening, right? Ever since COVID, the world has not been the same, nor do I think it will be. I think as a collective, we are diving into a really, really big societal shift. And well, as humans, we love our comfort, and change is not always the easiest. So adapting to that is hard. And whether, yes, and please do not enter yourself into the trauma Olympics as you start going over your accomplishments in life. Yes, some people have it worse than others. That does not, look at me, that does not, okay, invalidate your suffering, your struggle, your pain, and how difficult it was for you to deal with the shit that you've dealt with. Okay? Just saying. But yes, oh my god, bitch, we know all of this. Get to the details, get to the spicy stuff, get to the secrets. How mad would y'all be if I tell y'all there is no secret? There really isn't. There was this actress. She was talking about how she got ready for the superhero role. I was watching the interview. And they're like, oh, how'd you do it? What's the big secret? And she's like, honestly, there isn't. It's all the boring shit nobody ever wants to do. It's still waking up early and working out and getting the body moving and eating right and drinking water. And like, she starts going through all this, and like, you can, like, the interviewer's just like, oh, awkward laugh, because what else do you do, right? In my road of healing, my healing journey, my spiritual journey, all of that, one of the, you know, things that when I first started looking, right, when I wanted things to just be right, to go the right way, to be the right way, to function, to flow, to be perfect. One, I realized very quickly nothing is perfect. Especially not myself. Oh my god. Nah, especially not myself. But also, it was the realization that, like, there is really no secret formula that hasn't already been put in our faces. That friend that's telling you, you know, drink more water today. The friend that's asking you, did you eat today? The person asking you, how's your workouts going? The person that's asking you how your business is going. You know, people checking in on you with good intent, because there are people with bad intent, and there's energy vampires, and there's individuals that do it for malicious purposes. Fuck those people. Not literally, don't be toxic, but it's those people that check in. So I read this thing that innately said that the people that we surround ourselves with are a direct reflection of ourselves from the universe. That's why they tell people, like, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are type of shit. Because our experience in life is essentially watching our life through a mirror, right? Because while the people that are around us can be completely different from how we are, there is something still that connects us. And that is how we, you know, form relations and we form bonds and all this stuff, because we can only experience another person through our own understanding of our personal experiences and what we have lived in life. That is why, you know, sometimes difficult conversations happen most often with the people that we care about the most, because while we may be able to empathize or sympathize, we will never completely understand their individual experience because we are not that person. Why do I say these things? Those people that check in on you, your tribe, your loved ones that care about you, that want you to be good, right? Because, like, while everyone is a reflection of ourselves and that's how we, like, compute shit, when there's genuine love there and someone wants you to be good, to be healthy, to be okay, to not, like, obviously, like, if you're not mentally okay, if you're not physically okay, like, being good does not mean diminishing your struggle at all. It just means, like, they want to make sure that you at least got the basics done, right? They want to make sure that, hey, you know, you're not alone. It's the thing of, like, seeing yourself as your best friend sees you. You know, like, if you were to, like, you wouldn't see your best friend as a failure or as this or as that. You would be understanding to whatever situation it is that they're going through. If you do see them as a fucking failure and a fuck up and all this shit, and, like, the thought process that you have of this person is very negative, I'm gonna need you to reevaluate that fucking friendship on your end and theirs, because why? Why are you thinking these things? But also, not everybody's your fucking friend. Oh, my lovely hummingbirds. In the pathway to treating yourself like royalty. I've been rambling. I know I have. I'm so sorry. One day I will script these, but like, you know, I feel like, okay, if I'm completely honest, I also feel like it's just a bunch of intuitive shit going on because my mind is just going. Yes, I'm a spiritual ass bitch. Hello, welcome. If this is your first time on Makeup and Motivation and tuning into anything pop culture, I go on a lot of tangents. My brain bounces back and forth, and a lot of like shit that I say on here, as well as my readings, is intuitive messages from guides, ancestors, divine beings, the universe. Soy brujita. Yeah, brief intro. By the way, welcome, and I do cosplay. Hi. But that aside, to treat yourself like royalty, you have to first figure out what the fuck makes you feel good. And not like a good, right? Sucios. Eso también, but we'll get to that later. But you have to figure out what makes you feel at peace. What makes you feel like home? What is it that, like, when you spend time doing this thing, you don't feel exhausted at the end of the day? You're like, damn, I had a good ass day. Even if, like, you're fucking tired, right? You're just like, look at me out here fucking killing this shit. Like, for example, me doing this shit, doing these videos, recording pop culture, going to the shows, doing cosplay. I love it. Oh my god, I'm gonna like burst into tears right now. I've been very emotional lately. It's the new moon that's coming for us, and then the full moon beginning of the year, but I digress. I love it so much. It brings me so much joy, so much fulfillment. And when I'm done at the end of the day, I'm not sitting here like, well, I don't want to do that shit again. Absolutely not. I love doing this. This makes me happy. Dancing my ass off also makes me happy. I love dancing. But what is that for you? What makes you feel good? Is it reading a book? Is it watching your favorite movie? Is it drinking your favorite tea? Is it smelling a specific candle scent? Is it taking a bubble bath? Is it, you know, I don't know, reading a webtoon? I love webtoons. And I don't mean like, this is about you. This is about not when you like expend your energy on other people, on your friends, on family, things like that. No, first pinpoint you. And I know that is so hard to do, especially for all my babies out there that are on their healing journey, that are trying to figure it out, you know, after trauma, after traumatic situations. There's this big question of like, who the fuck even am I anymore, right? And that's when you have to start digging and unpacking, and that's when it gets dark. The dark night of the soul is no joke. The shadow work is no joke. You know, the childhood healing is no joke. But through it all, what's one thing that makes you smile? What's something that you do that when you do it, you're just like, yes, that right there. But, you know, write a list. Write a list of 10 things that just give you this feeling of, this is nice, I can do this. After you do that, what is 10 things that you like people to do for you that makes you feel good? Oh my god, that sounds so scary, doesn't it? How can I list things that I like people to do with me? We'll start with your love languages. What are your love languages? My top 2 are physical touch, duh, and quality time. what does that mean? Right? Like, what are your languages? For me, physical touch, besides fucking, I'm a very touch-based person, right? I love hugs. I love holding hands. I love, like, you know, being snuggled up. Like, it's the little things. I love that. I love moments where, like, we could just be sitting next to each other and our legs are next to each other and I'm like, I love you, right? Things like that. It's like, I'm a very affectionate person in that way, which is so irony of the world because my two besties are still against physical touch and I'm just like, ah. But like, they'll give me a hug and then like I feel so special because that's them accepting the way that I love and demonstrate love, right? And then as far as quality time, you know, a lot of people were like, oh yeah, you know, quality time, like sitting in silence together. Well, that could be okay. I'm a very talkative ass bitch. Clearly, I have all these series on all these channels and a podcast. Periquita. But for me, quality time is the intent to actually spend time with me, in my presence, in my energy, catching up, having coffee, talking to each other, watching a movie. Like, if we're doing something together and we're not really conversing, like, cool, we're doing something together. But my intent, like, for me, it's the intention behind it, right? It's the intention of, like, wanting to be there. I'm a clingy ass bitch. I don't know what to tell y'all, but I really am. One of my besties, I sat on her desk in high school and I was like, I'm keeping you. You're mine. You will never leave my side. And here we are, fucking 15 years later. It's great. But it's, start with that. And if you don't know what your love language can possibly be, when somebody, think of like when somebody does something for you, how excited it makes you. Now, the 5 love languages are physical touch, quality time, acts of service, gifts, and words of affirmation, right? So those are the typical 5. I believe there's more. My circle of friends believe there's more. You know, there's food, which I guess could kind of be like acts of service, right? Cooking for somebody, but you know, whatever. Music, so sharing playlists, sending songs, things like that, memes. You know, there's many things. Find what it is that you love that people do for you. 10 things. And if you look at the list and you think, wow, the bar is low, I'm asking for the barest of bare minimum, write 10 things that you're gonna do to ask for more and lift your capacity to give more if you're not, but also to even the scales if you are. A lot of times when we suffer early on in life, we grow this need to please the entire world around us. And while it can be a beautiful thing, right, and it can create you into the sweetest of humans, it also can put you in a place where people will take advantage of that shit. And then you end up constantly exhausted. The reason I was like, not everybody's your fucking friend, if every time you spend time with someone and something feels off, just because you've known them forever, does not mean you have to deny your instincts. People in life change. People in life wear masks around different people, and always use your discernment. be careful. Sometimes people use people, sometimes we use people. I can't say I haven't, so I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all, but it's when you come to the awareness of that, what is it that you're willing to do to change the inherently like toxic aspects of yourself? To treat yourself like royalty genuinely requires awareness of self. And I don't mean just the things that make you feel good. It's about the things that don't feel too good either. It's about the things that you look at and you're like, It's about the things that you look at and you're like, ugh, right? Like, I didn't like that. I did not like that one bit. It's about the things that you do and you're like, who? If I were to have children someday and they see this shit, what would they think of me? If my parents were to truly see this, what would they think of me? And reevaluate and act accordingly. While, yes, we are not here to please people, if you find that the things that you're doing have a certain degree of shame underlying it, pull back and analyze why that is. Why is it that this causes you shame, right? For me, it was doing a bunch of shit I shouldn't have been doing. And throughout the healing process, when I pulled back and I took a good hard look at it, I was like, oh baby, no. I had secondhand embarrassment for my damn self for that version of me that I was running around acting like a fucking fool. And then I was like, okay, why am I embarrassed if the people closest to me found out about this? And there was a lot of hurt there. There was a lot of fear. I was doing it more so as a coping mechanism for pain. And this one fucking strand. Sorry. I kept seeing it every time I blinked and I was like, get the fuck off me. It wouldn't listen. But you know, it was one of those things where like I did that shit because I was hurting, and I at the time did not have the space and did not feel like I had the space to really do something about it. And you know, after some shit, the self-worth, the self-value, the self-confidence went. And I was like, excuse me? What the fuck? And that's when I started healing it and taking the necessary steps to heal. I did not do it all on my own. I had help. I'm very privileged in that way, that I did have help, that I did have the ability to go and get help. Which is why I'm gonna show y'all everything that I fucking learned. So, one of the exercises that they showed us in my program was asking yourself, whose voice is this? And when they say that, I promise you, tears just poured. Pouring. I was like, oh my god, I'm a sobbing mess, right? It was so bad. But I was like, interesting. For me, I have really, really bad body dysmorphia. I also have a chronic health condition that has me fluctuating like a motherfucker when it comes to my weight. And I also know what I did in my spare time as an extracurricular activity, and that did not help. And I'm sitting there in this program, and you know, the lovely, lovely therapist, Cara, love her, she was like, you know, whose voice is it? That negative thought that you're having, right? And I'm paraphrasing, but that negative thought that you're having, whose voice is saying this to you? And a lot of it's my dad. I need my daddy issues. I love him. He's a great man. He really is. He dealt with his own shit in life. But I sat there and I was like, holy shit, that's not my voice. And then I started to realize that a lot of the self-hate, self-deprecating issues that I had with myself, with my image, with my body, with my character, my behaviors, my actions, reasons why I did a lot of fucked up shit, was because I had absorbed so much from the world around me that a lot of, you know, I was a product of my environment to some degree. That in order to convince myself that I had power in the situation, I would do some reckless ass shit. And I pulled back and I was like, ooh, I don't like this. One, it was literally costing me my life. Two, I was like, if I say I want to achieve all these amazing, incredible things, if I say I want to do all this awesome shit for people, how am I gonna do that if I don't even know who the fuck I am? If I don't know who the fuck I got here? If I'm hiding parts of myself from those closest to me? And I was like, why am I so uncomfortable being myself in the first place? Granted, there's always a version, like, in society, right, that we all hold, because, like, the person that you are at work isn't always the person that you are, you know, with at home doing shit, like, obviously. But if at the core of the things that you do there is not you, then what are you doing? Now, I'm not saying circumstances are not different for everybody. Yes, they are. You know, take what applies. But one of the things that, like, really hurts me still is the phrase of, if you take a look around at the situation you're in and you hate it, but you're not willing to do anything to change it, then the problem is you. And I was like, first off, ow. Secondly, I know. And thirdly, how do I do it? Well, the big secret. Affirmations. Talking to yourself kindly. What is an affirmation, you ask? Well, an affirmation is a blurb, a sentence, all of that, where you say things like, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am intelligent, I am sexy, I am healthy, I am that bitch, I am a queen, I'm a princesa, I deserve the best things in life. Things like that. It is not easy starting off saying that. Trust me, trust me, it's not. And it sounds so fucking cliche. It really does, especially when you first start. It's really hard to make that jump from, like, being so polar end of the spectrum to this end of the spectrum, right? It seems so, like, I love myself. No, I don't. Like, you know, you always have that voice in the back of your head, right? And it becomes such a thing of, like, granted, there's waves. There are waves. But the other thing that you do is ride that wave, baby. Ride it. Because oh my god, I don't know who said this quote, but someone said the quote where it was like, not every, like, if we never knew what pain and suffering was, then we would never understand joy and peace or some shit. I'm completely, like, butchering that. That's not the actual fucking quote. But my crown, you know, is she falling? Let's fix here. Okay. But that's the other thing, riding that wave. 3, allowing. This one is hard for me. So the act of allowing is essentially allowing yourself to say yes to things, say no to things, asking for help, and resting. So, right, 4. Am I forgetting one? I feel like I'm forgetting one. And this is like something that I learned from me personally. So the act of saying yes is allowing yourself to say yes when you want to do something, right? Because not everything in the healing journey can be about healing and growth and advancing and doing all this shit. Sometimes it just needs to be fun. Sometimes you just gotta have a good time. Sometimes you just gotta fucking laugh at something. Sometimes you just gotta go and fucking have a few drinks with friends. Sometimes you just gotta go and watch your fucking favorite movie. Like, it's okay to allow yourself to say yes to the things that bring yourself joy. Allowing yourself to say no. That one's a little harder, right? But if you do not have the mental capacity to deal with other people and their energy, it's okay to say no. If you have a plate full of projects out the fucking wazoo, and somebody here is like walking up to you and being like, I need help with this, it's okay to say no. If someone feels entitled to your time, or they're trying to make advances on you that you are not comfortable with, it's okay to say no. Okay? And no means no. It's okay to say no if you just simply don't want to. And that's okay. And I personally struggle with that. That one's hard for me, because like, especially, and it's harder when it comes from somebody I care about, right? If like a friend wants to hang out or whatever, right? It's like the over need to explain type of shit. And like, I'm not feeling it, not because of them or anything. It's just like, I'm in a vibe of like, I'm just gonna lay down in bed all fucking day because I need it. It's okay to say no. Oh, number 5. I'll get into that, but I just thought about it. But, you know, there's that. And then the allowing to rest. So resting is not my middle name. I'm always fucking running around like fucking crazy. And allowing my body to have that moment to like recuperate and be like, bitch, okay, you literally were just running around for like 10 miles in the fucking city, doing all this shit, going over here, up and down, por aquí, por allá, haciendo esta desmadre. It's okay to sit your butt en el sillón and breathe, right? Resting does not look the same for everyone. Some people meditate, some people take a nap, some people, you know, binge TV. It's like the shutting down of the brain kind of thing. Some people journal, others read, you know. I am very much so. If you're not new to this channel, you know damn well the universe be kicking my ass like, sidekick bitch, lay down. All of 2022, she was like, oh, you guys see this? She's not resting. That's cute. Boom. You know, that's really what it was. And I was like, I can't take a nap, I'm sorry. The 5th one. And this one does not apply to everyone. This is for my endo babies out there, for my chronic ill babies out there, for everyone that deals with a to some degree debilitating health condition, right? What health condition isn't debilitating, but allowing yourself to live within the limitations that your body physically and mentally allows. And this one hurts me. This one personally hurts me, and I can't believe I'm saying it out loud. I'm gonna cry right now. Ooh, I gotta change my contacts after this. Oh, so I have like, they're called scleral lenses, and essentially it's like a glass thing. Like, I don't know if we're about to get real personal into my eyeball. I don't know if you guys can see it, but essentially it's glass, and I fill it with liquid, and when I cry, it gets cloudy from my salty ass tears, so I gotta change them afterwards. But yes, allowing yourself to build your life and live within the scope of your limitations. While life and its possibilities are endless and limitless, it is okay that you are not like everybody else. You don't have to be. You just have to be you. And you have to be okay that you can't do certain shit. And that is something that I personally struggle with because of my endometriosis. She's a beaut. She's beauty. I have a lot of physical restrictions. Because I'm prone to this nifty little thing called prolapse. Essentially, and if you guys are squeamish, I am so sorry for the following things I'm gonna say, but if you overstrain your pelvic floor and it's not strong enough, your organs spill out. Yay! Organs! You know. So, I'm more prone to prolapse. I'm more prone to infections. I'm more prone to weight fluctuations and depressive episodes and health issues overall, really, but nausea, all that good shit. But it is a condition itself that is very triggered by stress on the body. And, well, the brain knows no difference from mental agony to physical agony. It just knows that it's in agony and it needs to make it stop. And one of the harshest truths that I had to hear this year was that estoy llorando. I can't do a lot of shit. One of those things is stressing the fuck out, which I knew. Mind you, I knew this. I knew this, but did I listen, Linda? No, I did not. Because I wanted so bad to be like everybody else. And live a life without restrictions. Live a life without limitations. Live a life that, you know, do what everybody else was doing. Party the same way everybody else was partying. Going out, having fun, seeing things, fucking people. Like, you know, I was trying to do all this shit. I was being real reckless with my health, with my life, with my existence. Because of that crave for that sense of normalcy. Especially because I've been sick my whole life, so I never had it. And when they were like, you're doing entirely too much, and if you keep it up, it'll kill you. I was like, but I don't want to be a pretty princess. I want to yell and scream and be like, anarchy, right? And fucking go and do all this crazy shit. I'll wrestle a bear, like... I'm out here talking about wrestling a bear. I don't know when's the last time I did a push-up, but I was like, okay, so I have to be kinder to myself. Enter the soft life. And I was like, how do I do that? How do I allow myself to live within the parameters. How do I allow myself to live within the parameters of my own limitations? Well, the first one was not easy because it was acknowledging it. So I sat there and I wrote it down. I wrote down what are my physical limitations, what are my internal limitations, what is my mental limitations, and where are the moments that all of these are most exasperated. I didn't like the answer. And I was like, okay, well, I don't like this, so how do I change it? And it was difficult. It really was, because I was still trying to be out here and doing everything, and it didn't. I made myself sicker. So those are the 5 things, right? So the allows, right? I'm like emotional affirmations, riding the wave, allowing. And this is already after you've done some of the trauma and the shadow work and all that stuff, and we're gonna get into that in Cafecito en Conversación. This is about the process of treating yourself as royalty. Then, after that is taking and receiving compliments. What do you mean? I know I'm the dopest bitch alive, huh? Have you ever been around a friend, and because I've done it, I've done this, I've not taken the compliment, and they compliment you and they're like, oh my god, I fucking love your hair today, and your response is, oh my god, thank you, I'm on like day 3, I haven't fucking washed it, and I like put all this stuff in it so it would look pretty, thank you. Yeah. It is removing the self-deprecation from when you receive a compliment. It is the genuine giving of a compliment. It is, you know, doing all that. But especially removing the self-deprecation from yourself. And this is me just assuming that when you give a compliment, it's genuine. But it's removing the self-deprecation. It's that lowering of yourself, right? Cut that shit out. If you're good at something, if you look good, if you smell good, if you taste good. Look, y'all already know I'm a freaky deaky ass bitch, so I don't know what to tell y'all, but it's all of that. It's acknowledging who the fuck you are and that you're good at it, and it's gonna feel uncomfortable as fuck at first. As is standing up for yourself. Standing up for yourself is obviously that. It's putting a pause, right? It's if someone is disrespecting you, how do you either A, remove yourself from the situation safely, or B, how do you stand up for yourself in this situation safely? Or, you know, C, choose violence and deck them and be like, bye bitch. But I'm kidding. No, don't do that, guys. Don't do that. Don't do that. YouTube's gonna be like, what the fuck is she telling these people? But don't do that. So it's standing up for yourself. But not just like you physically, also your ideals, your belief systems, your moral code, your personal space, your time. Being able to put a pause when that is being disrespected. Your money. The other thing, and I can't remember, fuck. What was it? My brain. What was the other thing? It was, oh yes, apologizing. What does that mean? It means own your shit, motherfucker. And I don't mean just like apologizing to like other people. you know, like, I've done some fuckhead ass shit, and, like, I'll probably never apologize to those people because life has taken us in different directions. If you ever watch this, I'm sorry. I was a bitch. Like, I was a fucking asshole. I was whatever it is bad that you've called me. I was. But it is also forgiving yourself throughout that process. A lot of times when we act out of character, when we act out of our fucking names, when we act out of our fucking bodies, out of our spirit, it is a very reactive thing that we're doing. So it is, well, you know, we are all a lesson for somebody, right? To some degree. We all help each other learn lessons throughout life daily, some more healthily than others. It is about apologizing to you and forgiving you. One, saying, I'm sorry that you had to endure all of this horrible shit, and I forgive you for what you did to survive that horrible shit, even though you can't always forgive yourself. But also, thank you for doing what you had to get us to where we are now. It's not easy to say, I'm sorry, I fucked up. And it's also not easy to say, I forgive you. I'm sorry, right? I'm sorry we fucked up. Like, and the pièce de résistance. the what's the holy grail here? Discipline? Discipline. It is about sticking to your shit. You know, after we own up to our shit, now we gotta like stick to what the fuck we say we're gonna do in order to be better. And that shit is hard. That shit is hard. Especially when I'm like, yes, I'm gonna work out and I'm gonna do all this stuff and I'm gonna film all this content. And then I sit on couch like potato and cry. So it's about that discipline. It's about, you know, like the quote says, it's not about how hard life hits you. It's about how quick or how hard you get up after it does. And 2022, that bitch got hands. Oh my god. She's still hidden, bro. Still hidden. Should I find out last week? She's still hidden. And aquí. But nonetheless, and I say this every time, or for the most part, I have been saying it recently a lot. As far as we know, we only got one life. As far as we know. Do I believe that we, to some degree, are reincarnated? Hell yeah, I do. But I think what we have to do in life to treat ourselves as royalty is start to get to know you. What is it that makes you shine? What is it that makes you smile? What is it that makes you glisten like this fucking crown that won't stay in place? What brings you joy? What is the one thing that little you wanted to do that made them the happiest fucking thing, and do that, or a version of it, and run with it. Life is very long, but entirely too fucking short to not do the things that make you absolutely happy. That's it. That's all I got for y'all today. My lovely hummingbirds, as always, les mando mucha paz, muchos besos, y les recuerdo que miren hacia la luna. Sending you much peace, many kisses, and reminding you to always look up at the moon. I love you all so much. No shade to the sun, but she ain't shining, okay? It's winter. She's like 3 p.m. bye, right? So yeah, that's it. I love you all so much. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Go listen to pop culture, tune in, follow me on all of my handles. And yeah, That's it. Okay. I love you. Bye. Wait. Bye.